Hello everyone and welcome back to another Helldivers 2 video, where today we're going to be talking about the recent changes to fire made in the latest patch. We're going to start off by talking about the Breaker Incendiary, and how its damage per bullet has been increased from 15 to 20. Now this is per pellet, and it shoots 12 pellets, so that means that the damage is now at 240 per shot if every pellet hits, compared to the 180 that it used to be at. This puts it at more damage per shot than the Breaker Spray and Pray, which is only 192 if every pellet hits. Now, the Breaker Spray and Pray is more accurate, but it's still, I think the Breaker Incendiary basically outclasses it in almost every way. The next fire change is increased fire damage per tick by 50% from all sources. This includes stratagems such as the Napalm Strike, the Incendiary Minefield, the Flamethrower, and technically the orbital laser cannon as well, but you're probably not going to notice that in practice. It also buffs the incendiary grenades, which it buffs them quite a bit and brings them up to be pretty good. And it also technically buffs the CF napalm shell for the artillery gun. But as for the breaker, I mean, look how much damage it's doing. It just melts medium-sized bugs. And the fire can completely just deal with hordes of small enemies very quickly. Now, I still think should probably be buffed. It still doesn't quite kill medium enemies as fast as I'd like it to. But any small enemies, it really does just make short work of. And the Breaker Incendiary, with its damage plus with the fire increase, it is a very good weapon against the Terminids now. It can just mow straight through basically anything. It can even take out brood commanders and just completely demolish any small horde of enemies. The Napalm Strike is also significantly better now. Once again, against the Terminids, I would not recommend using fire against the robots. It just doesn't really work. But as you can see, the kill counter is just kind of slowly going up, even though I wasn't even shooting. It was just them walking through the fire, which before you really would not see that much. Like, it just, the fire just wasn't good enough before, but now it really is. And as you can see, that breaker just completely demolishes medium bugs like nothing, which is very good and really does bring it up to be a very powerful weapon. Now, the Breaker Incendiary still doesn't have good range or accuracy, but while before the patch, that would mean that you probably weren't going to be able to kill anything unless it was up on you. Now, it can really kill things at the little bit of range that it does have pretty efficiently. And even that Hive Commander, as you can see, just got destroyed. And the Napalm Strikes are very good at just locking down an area. As you can see, the bugs are just walking into the fire and dying, whereas before they would have just probably been able to walk right through. And Napalm Strikes are also very good for bug breaches, because the initial landing still does a significant amount of damage, as you can see there. But it will still lock it down and kill any small enemies that spawn before they can even get out of the fire. Which before, can't say the same. So the Napalm Strike is definitely back on the menu. It's a very solid weapon. And as for the incendiary grenades, as you can see, they kind of just destroy little bugs without much hassle at all, and even it'll kill the medium ones after the fire gets a chance to work its magic. So I definitely think incendiary grenades are very good now, especially against Terminids. Once again, probably would not recommend using them against the automatons. It just doesn't work very well. It can mow through berserkers. However, against devastators, it lacks the accuracy in order to efficiently take out its head, which means that on higher difficulties where your main enemy is rocket devastators, it cannot compete with the range and the accuracy, making it just not very viable on higher difficulties. So overall, the Breaker Incendiary, as well as the Incendiary Grenades and the Napalm Strike, are now significantly better and pretty good even against Terminids. Now, I still think fire damage should be increased a little bit, as sometimes I still feel it just lacks, but it is significantly better than it was, and most people haven't even really acknowledged this, as they've been focused on many other changes. That's all I got for you for this video. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and drop a sub, and I'll see you in the next one.